hooker in the ass and then suck the load out with a crazy straw? Get there early. You run out of straws. I'm glad you're all having a good time. Any designated drivers here? Designated drivers here? That guy, how's it going, sir? You're miserable, aren't you? You should have never fucking signed on for that, man. Fuck being a designated driver. You gotta drive some drunken asshole home and to thank you, they puke in the fucking car. I'm not gonna make it. You cocksucker! Next time, give him his keys back and let him hit a fucking tree. That's easier to clean up. It starts off with the phone call. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. Good. Me and my 18 friends are gonna go out and get fucked up. You wanna drive us around all night, you dopey cocksucker? And bring your sister. We're gonna dine her. We're all gonna fuck her and you pay for the gas. And the liquor, too. You pay for that also. Now run your tongue down my balls and up my asshole. Stick your tongue in my ass. All right.
Welcome back to the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM. You can put your penis away, miss.
Otto and George. Got Bob Kelly and Jim Florentine in studio. Woo. We all were just laughing along to that one.
Funny shit.
Just sucks. How are you guys?
It's rough, man.
Yeah.
Scared?
His girlfriend called me yesterday morning and told me.
Right.
I went up calling Jim because I don't know if he wanted to hear it secondhand or whatever.
Yeah, I would rather have heard it from you.
Yeah.
Than some fucking...
What's that?
Shit. Oh, that was me listening to you guys on the way, and my phone just turned off. Fucking iPhone.
Bobby.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, I listened to it.
How did we sound?
It was very funny. Anarchist made me laugh. It's Noah.
Noah is
Oh, right.
Anarchist.
Yeah.
Anarchist.
We got David Tell on the line as well here.
Ooh.
Dave.
Hey guys, what a sad loss. Am I right or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, very depressing, man.
When I heard, I called Jim, and then I spent the rest of the day trying to think of the first time I saw him live, and it was either, I think, Jim, we were both saying it was either Pips in Brooklyn or Governors where I saw him, or then mostly Magic, that old club in the city. So, but it was one of those three. That's where I saw him live.
For me, it was Jersey. It was
Varsity Pub.
Varsity Pub. I saw him at remember the Boston Comedy Club had Black Night? Oh, yeah, on the Sunday. Every Sunday night, Black Night. 2 shows. Sold out every fucking Sunday. Huh. And I went in there, and when I first moved to New York, and he comes on, and it's black guy, I mean, just annihilating. I mean, fucking roof shaking. And he comes on, and it just got quiet. And then he did that line. He goes, yeah, black girl's pussy looks like a fucking wallet. And it just exploded. I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. He just killed.
Yeah. The Varsity Pub was the first time I saw him, too.
Yeah. So I would see everybody go through there, man. It's where I met you. It's where I fucking saw just a bunch of Quentin, a whole shitload of people.
There's nothing better than watching the crowd, like 20% or 30% of the crowd that didn't know who Otto was walk out of the room. He's so disgusted, like their faces, like what? Like everything he said, and then people just slowly leaving. And he'd be like, "Get out, guys, stay out!" Screaming at,
stay out.
One time at Governor's, this fat woman was heckling him, and she was leaving. She's yelling at him. He's yelling back, and she's walking out. She's like, yeah. And he just goes, "I'm getting heckled by Java the cunt."
He was the real pig.
But the people that stayed, man, would just laugh their
Absolutely.
asses
Great
off.
show. Yeah.
He was one of those guys, man.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
He was funny. And here he was fucking, fucking, he'd just sit there. And you'd be like, "You all right?" And then he'd just say something.
When he would get rolling on something, man. Oh, my God.
He was a funny dude, man, just as a guy. It's like the puppet was the puppet, but it was like just when we would go to gigs, we spent so many hours. We drove to Buffalo together a few times, Pittsburgh, and just those 7-8 hour car rides. He was fucking hilarious as a guy, just as a fucking mean-humored, funny, critical guy. He was just hilarious.
You could come up with a good obscure movie reference, too.
Yeah, but brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I hate to throw up, but
Sure.
when he did the Dave's All Porn, and unfortunately the show was canceled before we got to like edit and put his thing together because he was going to be in the season 3, and he came down. Otto and George, they both came down, and they we wanted to do a special couple show where it was like couples.
Right.
So I figured it would be great to have the two of them on, and I didn't know like how versed and knowledgeable he is about movies because we were watching. I think it was like an orgy scene in like an old retro, like Teen Angel or something. And he goes, I go, this is a classic, am I right? And he goes, yes, much like John Ford's The Searchers. I'm like, what? I'm like, you got to dumb it down, dude. People don't know what you're talking about.
The guy knew his classics. Yeah.
He really did. He was like it was really, he classed up the show, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what I'm
he was a
trying to say.
really weird movie buff, and he just loved those old 70s movies.
Old stuff. He big Abbott and Costello fan.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lauren Hardy.
Lauren Hardy.
Yeah.
Marx Brothers. Whenever I go over his house, he had all those DVDs. He's always lending me to it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this.
He had
all these movies there. Watch this one. Watch this one. I'm like, I don't know. Come on.
He was like from that time.
He was.
It's so weird, you know?
He would have fit in perfectly back then.
Vaudeville.
You got to talk about how nice he was too, man, and really appreciated people around him. Appreciate what we did for him. Said it a million times. Like it's cool. I know it's cool, and appreciated just the simple things in life as well.
Greg, I was neighbors with him.
Right.
At one point, I lived right around the corner from him, and then still live just a few miles away. I bring my son over there once every 10 days.
Right.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Loved going out. Otto would make us food and make my son food. We both have these two little gay Yorkies. Otto has one and I have one, so they'd come over. They'd run around the backyard and his fence.
A little play date for the dog.
Oh, yeah. He's like, bring the doggy. Come on, a little play date.
Right.
We'd walk him down the street. Otto's like, look at us two homos walking with two little Yorkies.
Yeah.
But my son just was infatuated, loved him.
Really?
Constantly talked to him. Let's go visit Otto.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Did you see the set on TV? He did on YouTube or whatever. It's Otto Works Clean.
Yeah, with the little kids.
He's performing for little kids at a kid's birthday party.
I never said. Where is that?
Yeah, he throws in a couple of really adult reference, but none of them are dirty. But it was fun. It was like it was just shot like on a video camera.
Wow.
It's like 4 minutes.
He did a lot of that stuff, though. He really created his own content a lot.
Yeah, he had to.
He had that pig roast thing.
The thing called the Teletubbies he did.
He did a lot of stuff, yeah.
Right.
He was always shooting some kind of...
The pig roast was funny, man.
Hilarious.
That was really good, well done. But Jimmy...
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Chip, Florida, did he really start when he was 15? Because I really do think that's like his origin story, that he started when he was 15.
Yeah,
Is that true, or?
14, I think it was, on the streets of New York as a street performer.
Yeah.
Yeah, street performer, that's right. Okay.
He never worked a day, like a real job in his life, and he had, there's a lot of pictures. If you Google Otto and George pictures, he was actually, he would tweet them. He was actually tweeting them out like probably 2 weeks ago or a week ago, these old school pictures of him where he has a derby on,
right,
and he's 15 years old and he's in the streets of New York working. And it was just, because he's, and I read that thing that he wrote for the comics that influenced him, and he said it was Laurel and Hardy. And he liked that derby because Laurel and Hardy had derbies.
Right.
So he wore that for years.
It looked like the Clockwork Orange thing,
exactly,
too.
yeah. That's why he looked like Alex with his fucking little hairdo.
Bit, right?
That's all when he was 15 years old. Look at those old pictures of Otto and George online, man. It's amazing to see.
Just go to his Twitter, Otto and George on Twitter.
Yeah.
They're all there.
He never worked another job, a day job in his life.
Never.
Ever.
Right.
Which is great. I mean,
Pure
that's amazing.
performer.
Yeah.
I saw him for the first time at Fast Eddie's. I know you guys performed there in Huntington. And man, I mean, we would tape it and then just make copies for everybody. Everybody wanted, a copy of his performances at Fast Eddie's. Just killing the place.
That's where I first heard the scene from True Romance.
Right.
The fucking famous Dennis Hopper scene. I hadn't seen the movie yet. And Otto's on stage and he just starts doing that dialogue to some guy in the fucking audience.
Right.
And it really it chilled the room a bit.
I bet.
I couldn't believe he was saying that to somebody. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
We were surprised his last appearance on the show was 7 months ago. This show is weird because I would have said it was a month or two ago.
Right.
And then you see the date and it was September, I think, 26th of 2013. How was he doing in the last 6 or 7?
He was doing great.
That's what I thought.
I would see him at least 3 times a month. We'd go over there during the day. We'd hang out, and he was totally, sober.
He did a gig Friday night.
Yeah, he did.
According to his Twitter.
Yeah. He had a lot of gigs lined up. He was in great shape. You looked, he had that, the bacterial meningitis thing happen about 10 months ago.
Right.
Like last Memorial Day. And, he was basically in a coma for a week.
Right.
On a ventilator and everything. They didn't think he was going to make it. So I don't know if that, affected his health later on. I don't know how much damage that does on the insides. It probably did something to his brain. We don't know what happened, but... it was in the afternoon yesterday, so it wasn't like he was out partying all night. Right. It was Sunday afternoon when this happened, so it wasn't like...
Yeah, last time we saw him, he was right there. He was great. Funny as all hell, and it didn't seem like anything was going on.
Nothing at all.
Didn't seem like it
when they were worried that with the bacterial meningitis that he wasn't, his brain wasn't going to function right after that.
Oh, God.
And he came out of it 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was very rare. It was only like a 10% shot of getting it all back.
Right.
Jesus.
By the way, that's how Jerry Red went down.
Right.
He went down from meningitis. So.
What year was that Jerry Wilson died?
He died a year before my father, so that was like 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What is that? In 97?
Yeah, something like
98-ish, 97, 98, yeah.
Otto, I talked to Trish yesterday for about 20 minutes, and she said that he, his diet was not good. You know what I mean? He liked bacon, he liked fucking whatever, steak and mayo, and so it may have been a heart attack. I mean, I guess they'll find out in a week or so, whatever, how long an autopsy takes. But it might have just been,
How's she doing?
She's kind of a wreck.
Well,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it was great for Otto that he moved to the suburbs in Jersey. He had a lawn, a deck, fence for his little dog, and just took walks and stuff. He needed that. He needed to get out of the city and all that craziness and get away from that. He loved just hanging out in his living room. He had a big screen TV, watch old movies, hang out, get some sun and stuff. That he really enjoyed that.
Right.
Yeah.
she said he loved his Amazon his Amazon membership, because he would order movies off Amazon. Like he just liked doing that. He was trying to learn an iPad. Fuck, dude.
Shit.
What the?
You know what's funny about him is that like East Coast, like we all know him, like we all know him so well. But like when you go West Coast, it's only like a really there's only very few people that know about him. They either were transplant or they're like just really into sick humor. And like I don't know, Jim, like whoever you guys know this, but like. Did he ever tour out there? Did he ever live in L.A.? I mean, did he ever do any of that?
No, he hated it. He hated L.A. He didn't like any part of that business. He got this. He should have been obviously a lot bigger than he was.
Right.
But Otto wouldn't take no shit if he thought someone was fucking him over. He'd tell him right to his face. He didn't care if it was an NBC executive.
Right.
He was like that.
Did he ever play Vegas? I mean,
Oh yeah, he did a lot of Vegas. Actually.
He did Vegas. That was about as far west as I think he went. Is Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, he's like Kevin Meaney I saw last night, and he mentioned it to me. He goes, I heard about Otto. I'm like, oh, you knew him? He goes, oh, I loved Otto. Like every comic that knew him loved him. He was the guy that, he was one of the only guys that we could quote to each other without being sick to our stomachs.
Yeah.
Comedians never quote each other.
Right. He's one of the guys where if you work with him 6 shows over a weekend, you'd watch every show.
Yeah.
You'd have to go be out there and watch because you never know what's going to happen with even if it's the same jokes over and over again. Just
you didn't care.
You didn't care. He was that guy.
I never run down to see a comic.
Yeah.
But if he was around, you can't help but go watch him.
Me and him picked up girls one time in fucking Delaware after a gig. It was some awful bar. I've told this story before. It was an awful bar gig. And we're in this girl's pool. And we're fooling around. And I'm fucking really hot. I'm like playing with the girl's pussy through her thing. And Otto's getting nothing from his girl. And he's standing there and he goes, look at them. They're like Melrose Place. And we're like Meet the Press. Like, what a funny motherfucker.
And then his Letterman set, amazing.
It was great.
Just beating the shit out of Letterman, Paul Schaefer, the gig itself. Who does that?
Yeah. This gig sucks. It's Letterman.
It's Letterman. Did Letterman appreciate that set? I don't even know. What did Letterman? Because the video online, it just ends after he's done. I want to know what Letterman did after that.
He had to like it. Letterman had to know it was funny. Yeah, he had to know Otto was up there. I mean, he did fucking Fistful of Testicles, loved him, hated him. He did gay jokes. He did what he did.
Right.
It's amazing he pulled off such a great Letterman set.
Someone told me that at the end of that, when he shakes Letterman's hand, that George actually goes, yeah. When he was shaking Dave's hand.
It was such an amazing set, and that didn't push him forward. That was 2007.
Yeah.
I wonder if he did the Bill Boggs Comedy Hour, any of those like kind of local showcase shows, because I
Joe
remember
Franklin.
seeing him Yeah, something like that.
He would
Uncle
reference
Floyd,
Joe Franklin on our show a lot.
Yeah, I think he did in Uncle Floyd and Joe
Uncle
Franklin.
Floyd was another one.
Right.
There's a YouTube thing of him on Al Goldstein used to
Midnight
do some
Blue, yeah.
Midnight Blue, and him just ripping Al Goldstein apart. It's so fun.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, I
yeah.
got to see that.
Yeah, I'll search that out.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of those local. What else did he do? He did the Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen, Full Frontal Comedy, which I remember. Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen, I think, was with Ben Creed and Hicks
Jackie
and Chris
Martling.
Rock. Yeah, Jackie
I
Martling.
think Kinnison was on, maybe. No, maybe not.
No, it was 88. I think Kinnison was already big by then.
Yeah.
And Full Frontal was like 97. I knew him when he did that. I think Rick Messina produced that.
You know, Otto was a huge George Carlin fan.
Right.
And he didn't know Carlin knew him. And Otto was doing this gig in Chicago maybe 10 years ago or so. And Carlin was in town, I guess, doing a theater. He had no idea. And Carlin came into the comedy club and sat in the back and watched Otto. Otto didn't know he was there.
Jesus.
And he came back and they talked for like an hour.
Wow.
Oh, did they for a while?
Yeah. Carlin was a huge Otto fan, and Otto had no idea. He couldn't believe it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the picture. It was like in the kitchen or something. They took a photo together.
David Copperfield, huge fan.
Huge fan,
He's
too.
actually calling the show in about an hour to talk about Otto.
Copperfield loves
Which
loves
band
Otto.
was it that loved him? STP, was it?
Was it?
I think it was STP. Or I'm almost positive it was STP. Was obsessed with Otto and George as well. Scott Weiland. I think I'm getting this.
I don't
Someone
remember
back
that
me
one.
up if you know.
There was this bar right down the street from where we lived, this like little like white trash bar. Otto would hang out there all the time. So the owner convinced Otto to do a show there, a comedy show. Otto's like, all right, fine. So he sets it. I said, I got to go down and see this. So it's just Otto. There's no other act. So this like fat DJ is on the side of the stage, like stage right, in like a bad tuxedo with his bad DJ fucking board and albums. It was still albums. Only like 10 years ago. Guy bringing crates of records.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, we're going to start the comedy show. Give it up for Otto and George. And Otto just walked up there, just looked over. The puppet looked over at the guy and goes, do a sit-up, you fat fuck. It was the first thing he said. It was the most uncalled for thing. The guy was just this happy-go-lucky guy. He was so excited that there was a comic there. Do a sit-up, you fat fuck.
That's Otto.
Do you remember, and I didn't see this story, comedians told me, but do you remember years ago that kid got mauled in the fucking zoo by a polar bear?
Right.
And Otto was on stage the next night, and George's little outfit, and George's like, do you like my shoes? I got him outside the polar bear cage.
Brutal.
Yeah, he was quite an amusing man. A mean.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd hear stuff like that, and then like, when my wife we had our kid, I was on the road after like a month. He was born, and he lived right around the corner. He'd go there like 3 times a week and check on my wife. He'd go bring her milk. Wow. He's like, whatever you need. He'd just walk around the corner. No problem. I'll help. He didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Right.
But that's just what the kind of guy he was.
That's fucking
He was a sweetheart. I mean, and what's the story of the puppet getting stabbed? That was real, right?
Yeah.
In Central Park, was it?
Yeah, he made fun of a Spanish guy.
And the Spanish guy actually stabbed the puppet.
Stabbed the puppy, yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't it for like Mayor Cox was there? Like, how about a hand for our gay mayor? Is that the story?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a guy on the line that.
The quote I heard was Otto told Ron actually during a master whatever he did. Ron said like, "Who stabbed you in the park?" And Otto said, "A Puerto Rican. Who else?"
Right.
That was his response.
We're trying to get the Unmasked for our podcast this week, so we're doing some kind of Otto and George podcast. It will be out tomorrow on iTunes and all those other places. This guy, do you know the story of Otto getting stabbed in Central Park, or George actually, Buddha?
Yeah, what's up?
How do you know this story?
Because he told me. I used to do comedy, Florentine in Northern.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I know. Buddhas,
okay.
Yeah.
I was at Pips, and I got off stage. Now, Pips, you get heckled ridiculously, and I was, like, ready to hang myself because it's never happened to me. I was only doing comedy 3 months, and Otto was on the side, and he liked me, and he came up to me, and I've been friends with him for the past since then, but he said to me, he goes, don't worry about getting heckled. You'll get heckled all the time. I'm like, yeah, why, you've been heckled? He goes, heckled? At one time I was in Central Park. I was like 19, 18 years old, and he was doing Puerto Rican jokes, and some dude got pissed, took a knife out, and stabbed the puppet.
Man.
And I said to him, I go, what did you say to him? You know, there was a crowd around, and he looked right at the guy and goes, this cocksucker thinks I'm real. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, all right, I guess heckling isn't a bit if I didn't get stamped tonight. Thanks, Otto.
Right.
I was friends with him ever since, man. It's a horrible loss, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. You're right. Thank you.
You know, Otto never, like, he always was really nice to young comedians. He never had an attitude like Otto and George. Always brought young guys around and nurtured them and told them about comedy and stuff like that. He was always, never thought he was too big for anybody.
Well, he needed rides.
He did need rides. He never drove, but it's like he was thinking about getting his driver's license. Actually,
he needed rides.
I didn't think about that. That's
I'm kidding.
If it wasn't for Levy being a drunk, me and Norton would probably still be doing little fucking Firehouse in Jersey.
We would still be fucking co-middling somewhere. Bob's alcoholism got me so many gigs.
Same with me. We cut our teeth doing all these gigs, and Bob needed to get drove around
because he needed a ride.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I would drive from North Brunswick to pick Otto up in Queens off Jewel Avenue. And then a lot of times, if we were doing Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh, I would drive back down the turnpike to exit 6. I didn't give a fuck.
Wow.
I never cared. But all I wanted to do was work with Otto. I just didn't care.
You're a hell of a guy.
No, I just loved him.
He
made me laugh.
You were a little fanboy.
I was a fanboy.
That's cool.
I used to go see him. I remember trying to see him in Vinny's old club before what was that place he booked on George Street before the Stress Factory? Wasn't there another place down there?
There was like a Clarion or something. I think.
Maybe it was the Stress Factory.
Hotel gig.
Yeah, hotel gig.
No, it was after that. It might have been the first Stress Factory, but it was still had couches and stuff. I think it was brand new, the Stress Factory, whenever that opened up. And Otto was like 2 hours late, and we didn't know if he was going to come. And I had a friend who had to go home, so I just made my friend leave. And he finally showed up. And I remember I would go to gigs knowing that he really might not show up, just as a fan.
Yeah, what was that about?
He was doing drugs.
That was part of
I
his...
think he was doing drugs at that time.
Yeah.
He was bad.
Because he ran out on us a few times during the NEW days. He would be killing. I said this yesterday, but you guys didn't hear probably. He would start off and he would be killing for 2 or 3 minutes, and then he would just get up and leave. And me and Ant would look at each other. And then we would learn later he thought he was sucking and was having a bad set or whatever. And the opposite was true.
That's what would happen when him in a lot of clubs. If he didn't feel like the crowd was into him, he would just get off stage. He's
Right.
As a headliner, you have to do 45 minutes.
Right.
You have to do at least 45. There's no other way around it. At 20, he would just walk.
Oh.
Like, good night, and just fucking walk off the stage. Like, you can't. He's like, the crowd sucked. I don't fuck them. I don't care. And that, some of the clubs are like, look, we can't have that. You got to do 45 minutes.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, you just said they were too tired. Fuck them.
What would they do?
The DMC would be like out the bar. He wouldn't even know. There's nobody on the stage. Everybody's running. There's fucking managers running. Get on the stage. Tell the crowd they can't leave because they got to pay their check.
Holy shit. I showed up at
Just creating turmoil.
Yeah, he can't just walk off.
Right.
Like, fucking, that crowd sucked. Fuck 'em.
I showed up at a couple of gigs after he did that.
Yeah.
And they're like, how much time are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to do an hour. Are you sure? It's like,
Are you sure?
yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
But in all fairness, he got a lot of that together in later years.
No, he did.
He wasn't doing much of that. Certainly.
Jesus.
Sometimes the clubs didn't advertise them right. You have to put XXX ventriloquist. If not, people are going to be horrified.
Oh, look, a puppet.
I don't understand people being horrified in a comedy club. I don't get that.
Because the thing, though, when you see a puppet, you think funny, TV funny.
Nice.
So the first time I saw him and he had a puppet, I was like, this is going to stink. And then my fucking mouth was open the whole show. Like,
Right,
what the fuck did
Were
he
you
just
blowing?
say? I was sucking everybody off. And then the Kennedy bit when the fucking head flops off.
Yeah.
It's like...
And then when George would say to Otto, he goes, look at your hair. It looks like you comb your hair with a cock. And whenever the waitress would be walking by in the front, in the middle of his act, he goes, can I get a cocktail? A cock. And we go, a cock. Get suck that fucking cock.
Or when you look into the crowd and go, look, it's a black guy. Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
And then Otto would have to pull George back onto his lap. Oh, come on now.
come on.
You don't
Calm
know.
down.
George,
Right.
don't say
George.
that about people,
Right.
George.
Do you remember before he had I remember when he got the puppet's head done, and he said he was going to do it, but when he used to do the Kennedy assassination bit, George's head would just move, and the wig would just jostle forward a little bit. It was before the head was modified.
Before he had the brains
Before he
in there and
completely
everything.
committed.
Yeah, it was still funny though. It would just be like a chunk of his skull would just shoot forward a little bit.
And whenever a joke would bomb, George would look at Otto, you stink, you dirty Jew.
Yeah, the way George would come back at him.
Oh yeah,
come at him.
Every time you talk, the show stops.
And it would be like another person sitting there fucking lambasting this poor guy sitting on stage with this hostile dummy.
You would feel so sorry for Otto with what George was saying to him.
I love it. He's like, oh, look at the nice crowd of people. And you know in your head, he fucking despises these fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And George is going to fucking let him know.
Yeah, that inner monologue stuff. Jimmy talked about that on your Facebook post, which was well done, by the way. I meant to tell you before the show.
What a nice crowd of people here, George. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, go to Jim Norton's Facebook page. He wrote a nice little thing for Otto.
Yeah, it was just that. It was that inner monologue. It was that weird. It didn't feel fake. Like a lot of puppets and their guys have like that cantankerous relationship. But with him, it was just like because it was interrupting, and it was just. And Otto would just like look like, ugh, why is this happening?
Yeah,
like, why am I saying these things to myself? I used to take him. I remember we did Lancaster a lot together in that Dave Rinaldi gig, and when it was a 3-night gig, you know, you did I think a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? It was Friday, then 2 shows Saturday. So we'd go in like a lot of times on a Thursday night, and I would take him. He would always want to cop drugs. And, I mean, this is, again, freaking 1996. And he would want me to take him downtown, but I'm like, I'm not taking you to get high. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking sitting there and getting arrested. So I would drop him off in these awful neighborhoods.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, if you want to do it, you can. And I was hoping it would dissuade him from doing it.
Yeah,
But
sure.
no.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
That was the place where, that was the same club. It was in a hotel. The comedy club was in a hotel, so you'd stay right in the hotel. And Otto was like one night, like 3, 4 in the morning, was prank phone calling everybody in the hotel and waking them up.
Rinaldi said he did that. I saw Dave recently because he was trying to find my room and he didn't know what room I was in. So he was calling people and then he was just going, cock, and hanging up the phone.
Like 4 in the morning.
Over and over again.
He probably had a couple.
People waiting for you to answer the phone.
I don't know. Yeah, he's probably not in the right state of mind.
Great.
Someone wants to know what were Patrice and Otto like when they were together. We had them on the show at the same time a few times.
Yeah, they liked each other.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer there. They obviously liked each other.
They both thought the other one was very funny. I mean, you know, Patrice respected Otto and knew he was very funny, and he loved Patrice.
There's a picture going around. A lot of us tweeted. It's Ralphie May. It's us. Then Ralphie May, Otto and George, and then Patrice in Vegas at the Vegas gig.
Poolside, yeah.
When we did that live broadcast at the pool, and no one gave a shit because they weren't our demo, except for our fans that showed up, and it was very obvious which ones were our fans. Remember that?
Yeah.
And everyone else is looking on in their tiny little bikinis, going, "What's going on over there?"
Hard Rock, right?
Hard Rock, yeah.
Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Back when it was like the Rehab was the hottest thing in Vegas.
Oh, it was
and
awesome.
It was just us. The crowd looked like a bunch of me's.
Remember? Close to us were a bunch of yous, and then as you went further away,
it was the rest of Vegas. Yeah.
It was the beautiful people. The beautiful people.
Yeah.
You remember we did that awful Beecher gig? I bombed so bad on that gig. Bobby did great, and I bombed terribly. I ate a girl's pussy, and Bobby filmed it. And I found that recently. Like the pictures you took.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw a professional pussy eater. Like I was like. It was just like a machine. Like he took like deep breaths, rolled his neck, and then with his tongue. This chick lost her fucking mind.
That's right.
She hot?
She had a nice body.
She was great. Yeah, she was hot. Yeah, she was fucking great.
Why is it we've all seen Jimmy's penis or Jimmy fucking or eating pussy?
Well,
why?
Yeah, all through. Anthony never has. Have you?
Yeah, I was in a limo once.
That's right. I was getting my dick sucked while you were. What a professional Anthony was.
So you got all of us. We've all seen Jimmy in action.
Yeah, we used to live together. I had this girl over, and we were fooling around like in my office. And I had it like naked in my office. It was the middle of the day, and then we'd look down the hallway like in the kitchen, and Jim was jerking off. He had his dick out, and he's jerking off.
Yeah,
and the girl's like, look what he's doing. I'm like, guys, just, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Don't even look down there. And she's like, no, tell him to stop. He's got his dick out.
Don't even look down there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna...
that should help the situation. Just don't look down
Jim was a good guy.
I wanted Jim to blow a load. I wasn't going to stop him.
Right.
I was getting my ass eaten one time,
My old apartment.
and Jim was on his computer. I just saw him in the distance on the computer, fucking doing just a glow in his face.
Right.
And I'm getting my ass eaten. I got my leg up on a wall, and you hear. This girl almost throws up because some nougat fell in her mouth.
Yeah,
And
toilet paper.
I look at Jim and he just gives me that you fucking pig face.
I remember I was so annoyed that Bob had his sock up on my wall. I was like, he's gonna get fucking scuff marks on my wall.
What were you doing with your foot up on the wall?
Getting his ass eaten, Bob. I mean, he was right.
How do you get your ass eaten? What am I going to do? Tippy toe it?
Oh my
Wait,
God.
were you on your back?
No, I had one fucking. I think I was in shape at that point.
So you were like on all fours, kind of, and she was behind you.
He was standing.
Oh, standing.
Yep,
Standing.
Oh, so then you put like that how to insert a tampon thing on
Yes.
the
Yes.
the girl with her foot up on the toilet.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Did we lose David Tell through this?
Oh, no, I'm here. I'm listening. Guys.
Okay,
I'm
good.
I'm writing it out.
Have you ever fucking seen Jim's cock?
No, I've never had an experience like that with Dave or with Otto. I never did even.
Really?
We met girls, but we never.
With Jim, when we tour on your the anti-social tour, it was always like the saddest, just like almost like death rattling farts.
Oh God, yeah.
I know.
He's on the way to the gig, backstage,
He's the worst.
during the meet and greet. It was just like
That Vegas,
Inappropriate.
that Vegas
Inappropriate?
gig, the Vegas gig we did for the virus.
Yeah.
We're in my room, him and his girl at the time.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? And we're in the room, and I go, look, I just got to use the bathroom. I'll be right out. I go in to take a shit. I hear giggling. They're just giggling in my room. And I don't have a suite. It's just a one regular room. And then you hear the door shut, and I walk out. I'm like, what the fuck did he do? He shit in my barrel in the room. Just this black tar heroin shit.
Yeah,
but he had to. But I'm sitting there going, he had to do it in front of his chick.
And I couldn't believe I did that, but I was joking with her, and I'm like, I have to shit, and I wanted to shit, and she goes, you got to do it. And it was, I knew it was going to be a solid one, and it was probably a good foot and a half, and I just dropped it right in that perfect, you know, that like the unused waste paper basket fucking plastic in Bob's room. One of the best moments I've had in
I had
comedy.
to go and just like a dead body. I had to go find a place
Dispose of it.
to dispose of this bag of shit.
Should have left it near the ice machine or something.
One time, Levy threw his back out and he couldn't get out of bed, so I went in his bathroom and I took an upper decker in his bathroom. On top of the toilet, I took a shit up there. And he knows what he's doing because he could see through the mirror, and I had the door open. He's like, he couldn't get out of bed. He's like, you motherfucker, get out, go do it in your own room. And I'm sitting on top of the toilet tank.
Oh, in a hotel.
Shitting, yeah, in his hotel room.
Why would you go do it in your own room?
Why? Because he couldn't get out of bed. I wanted to fucking stick up his room.
No, I'm saying, why would he say go do it upper
I know.
decker in your own
Yeah,
room?
like I'm
Doesn't
gonna-
make
yeah.
sense.
Right.
There's no joke there.
That's funny,
No.
dude.
Why would you do it in your own room?
Oh my god. Just fucking hunks of garbage.
Really, pieces of shit.
We shouldn't have anything.
My son, at 3 years old, I never saw him do this before. We're over at Otto's house. Otto's on the couch. He's jumping on Otto. He'd love to jump on him. And at one point, he just bent over right in front of Otto and farted right in his face. I'd never seen him do that before. That was the first time he ever did. I don't know where he learned it. Obviously from me, but he never. And Otto was like, Jesus. He was just going crazy, and that was like a running gag. Luke, you gonna fart in my face? Just fucking right in Otto's face.
He was surprisingly nice. Like you know, he's just dirty, aggressive comedian. But he stayed at my family's house a lot in Jersey when we would do gigs, and it would be too late for me to drive him home or whatever. So he would come. I would whatever on the way home back to North Brunswick at 3 a.m. He would just crash in my my parents' house when I was, you know, and then a lot of times take the train home the next day if it was too late for me to drive him. And just a gentleman. I mean, he was really nice to my family, and he was courteous and a polite, well-mannered guy. He wasn't this fucking animal.
No, not like George. Yeah,
Yeah, he was a really
nothing like George.
He was a very he knew how to behave around people. He wasn't a dick.
You know what I liked about the way his act worked is like, you know how like you see some of these like acts, the ventriloquist acts where they got like the little costumes, you know, like George was like a rough character. Like he never like wore like a little cowboy suit or the sailor suit or any of that bullshit. He was ready to rock. I like that.
Yeah,
I guess he'll wear a suit, like a nice tasteful dark suit though. Now
you could almost imagine what what George would say if he was dressed in some kind of a wacky outfit.
Yeah,
like,
there's no way
the puppet wouldn't take
He'd have a belt on and shoes and little jeans with cuffed on the bottom. There's no way.
It's surprising.
Was he always like that? I mean, even from the very beginning, like, did the character develop, or was he just like that?
I think it got different as time went on. He had different puppets. I remember we worked together once and the fucking string broke in the mouth. And that was a rough one.
Oh, shit.
I heard that story.
Yeah, and he had, I'm sure it happened more than once over all the years. There's a little piano wire that would operate the mouth, and he, I guess, would use his fingers inside the back of the puppet. But it happened more than once, I'm sure. But I remember once it broke, and he had to, the show started late because he had to get something to rig it. You know,
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was
the mouth is pretty important.
very important.
That's the important part.
For the illusion.
Yes, the illusion.
Even though his lips moved.
Yeah, he didn't.
Like Patrice saying that.
Yeah.
That motherfucker isn't even trying to be a ventriloquist.
Yeah. There were times when he was really good when he wanted to be, when he was conscious of it and he was trying, you know.
Yeah.
And then other times it was just too big of an argument between him and the fucking. It just went back and forth, and he would always make the puppet look at him. It was like, "Hey, idiot, have George look at the crowd."
I know.
He would look at him. George would always look back at him, and it was like, "What are you doing? Now we have to look at you." for no reason, he'd be doing well, and all of a sudden George would just look back and go, "You know, you're a no talent bag of shit."
That was his famous line. No talent bag of shit.
But out of
Why
nowhere,
would he do that?
it was
to
just
himself?
it was just this inner monologue.
That's so fucking
That he was
funny.
fighting with constantly.
Oh God, it would just be so brutal, and so unearned. Like he hadn't done anything to deserve it.
And he would still be talking while George was like looking at him, waiting to say that. So he's like setting it up, but Otto's still talking, and you know, it was such a weird. Like, how do you know to do that?
The brilliance of it.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, break it down. Where is the puppet right now?
I don't know. I bet you Copperfield wants it. I think Copperfield has one actually.
Right.
Yeah, he took. He replaced the old George. Bought him a new one, but
Right.
the old George because he collects puppets. So it's in his museum. Is the old George.
Wow.
He told Otto, it's just too ratty. Get rid of this. He goes, I'll buy you a brand new one. Let me have the old one. So
It was like a $10,000
Yeah.
puppet, I think.
Really?
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Wow.
And he traveled with it. He wrapped the head in like just a towel. I mean, you know, he had to be careful. That was his fucking livelihood.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
He used to carry it in a duffel bag back in the day.
I remember that.
He used to just have it in a duffel bag.
Over his shoulder?
Yeah, when he was out
He
of
told
control.
me that he did not.
Out of control.
We weren't allowed to call him a puppet. It was a live action doll or something. He had like a special name for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did not like when because on the set we were like, okay, let's get the pup, and he got like he was like, hey, that's not he told the people like, no, dude, he's like a live action, so so. Yeah, he was like a living part of him. I mean, we can all agree on that like he really would reference him and like make sure that he was okay, and like I have to put him in a special place and all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely part of him.
And he would never take George out for people. Like that was a running joke with us too. Take George out. We would always say that because there was just people would always say that to him. Like,
Yeah.
how's George doing? And he would want to spit on them. All right. He was just so fucking short-tempered sometimes. And he wanted to just get high and get out of there.
And then you would call him his little wooden friend.
Oh yeah, Otto and his little wooden buddy George, because he hated that. Because it's Vince D'Antona, who was a great ventriloquist.
good. Yeah.
Well, that's how he liked to be introduced. He was a nicer act. He would Vince D'Antona's closing bit was E-I-E-I-O, and he would sing the old MacDonald had a farm, and on that farm he had some. But Vince was, whatever. He was an old school guy. He was an old school guy.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah,
I love Vince.
Vince was great.
And Vince would. That's
adorable.
Vince would kill. Yeah, but it was a nicer. a nicer relationship. Vince did never tell him to fucking kill himself. Did never say "sweat, you Danish junkie" or "you're no talent." George never said that to Vince. His George. But Otto would hate when people would say "take George out." They wanted to talk to the puppet.
Where's George?
Yeah. Okay.
Stop.
I used to love too because he was always so awkward with people. Afterwards, when they would want to talk to him, and he'd go, "Okay, we'll go to lunch," and he would make these plans with people that I knew he was never going to keep, and he would always shake their hand, and his hand was bent, because it was so stiff that it actually bent away from him.
The other way.
You know when you put your hand straight out, it bends.
Yeah.
So he would do that, and his hand would bend, and I'm like, "You just gave them the fucking bent handshake, you fake."
Obligated to shake a hand. That's
okay.
when you do it like that.
Okay. Just trying to get them away. All right. Good. Thank you. So uncomfortable.
Shit.
This sucks.
Hey, When he was on the road, did he ever do the merch table or anything like that? Because I think you're right, man. He was kind of like a germaphobe. He was very introverted. Did he ever have to do that meet and greet kind of thing afterwards?
Yeah, sometimes he would have his DVDs. He had a lot of times if he was mad at the crowd, he wouldn't go out there. He's like, fuck them. I don't want to see them. And he wouldn't go out and sell. But I saw him sell half the time he would have DVDs to sell after the show. It was a live act, but then he also had these movies that he did. Was it American Dummy? Teletubbies. He had a really. Right. He's got a DVD out of like 6 hours or 8 hours of his stuff that he did over the years that he was selling towards the end.
Christmas one.
Yeah,
it was that night before Christmas one. He always did these things with the puppet, and they were fairly well done for so low budget and just shoestring kind of budget.
Are they on his website?
Yeah, you can probably see some of them there. Order it.
Yeah, the last one, I forget what it's called, but it has all of his stuff from his whole career on there. I think the Al Goldstein stuff too.
That. Send me a link of that. I
think it's just on OttoandGeorge.com.
I'll check. I'll find it for you, Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta go, guys. I really apologize for not being there in person, but thanks for letting me in.
All right, you're a busy guy.
Bad moment. I just wanted, Jim.
Yes.
If there's any kind of anything that needs to be done or some kind of more, I'd love to be a part of it. Any way it can help, man. This is too much sadness. It's a horrible loss. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely, man.
They'll let you know.
Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Right,
soon, man.
David, tell everyone. Yeah, we should take a break too.
He's a good guy.
You know
He's
what?
a really good guy.
Dave is a good
Dave's one of the best.
Strong.
Funny as fucking.
He's a strong.
Great to comics.
Yeah.
Fucking very caring.
Very generous.
Absolutely.
Guys are soldiers. We were doing the merch table. He's always giving them hats and his fuck shit for free.
Yeah.
He's just a nice guy. He's not a greedy guy at all.
No.
Strange to see one of you guys with a heart.
Yes.
That guy's got a huge fucking heart, man.
You know, it was the toughest thing yesterday. I had to tell my son that Otto wasn't.
Jeez.
That was his first one. He's 3.5. The first person that I really knew. He wasn't getting it. He's just like, well, he got sick, but we're gonna go see him. Can we go see him one more time?
No.
I'm like,
couldn't you just tell the kid he moved or something?
Nah, I didn't want to. I want to be honest with him. I don't want to, that stupid fairy tale. I did say he's up in heaven now. I threw that out there.
I
hope you did not explain Otto's history.
right. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say, look, he probably, I don't know if he made it there.
50-50.
When he had the joke about the Pope writing content in the crossword puzzle, that's probably going to send him on the hell.
That might be a tough one to explain.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Pope said content.
Oh, that's a rough one. Of course, the kid doesn't get it. Oh, boy.
Right. Well, you guys are hanging. At 10 o'clock, I believe we're going to play the last Otto and George appearance on our show as well.
Cool.
So we're going to end it slightly early today and play that for everybody. And these guys are going to continue. We got Bob Kelly. He's playing the Wilbur Theater this weekend, Bobby.
Yeah, Friday night, 10 o'clock.
Wow. Coming home.
Yeah, going home.
Doing a little Boston gig.
Bringing the kid, bringing the baby.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. It's funny. I watch your cat videos.
I love my little cat.
That's like an African something.
It's crazy. It's actually half, not half, but it's the Japanese leopard part of it is insane. The thing jumps, fucking attacks you, chases thing. It'll fetch like a motherfucker. It'll fetch anything. Throw it, and then it brings it back, drops it right in front of you, and it sits there, waits for you to throw it again. It's insane. I pull up in the truck when I get home. I get out. Open the door. He's right by the door. Meow, meow. Oh, Beavis. I scratch his little. Oh, shit. That might be. I scratch his little belly. He loves it. Rolls around on the floor. Plays all night long. I play little fetch games and smack him around a little bit. It's great.
I'm glad you finally have a kid.
I know, it's his kid.
You finally have a kid that's going to die just in time for you to get another brand new one.
For someone...
you don't have to worry about it. Hey, it's sick. You just have to... All right, yeah, put it down. I'm going to get a brand new one.
You know what I like about cat? Because people are like, you faggot, why don't you get a dog, faggot? And I'm like, you know what? If you got a dog, you might as well have a fucking kid. You can't leave more than a few hours with a dog. If I want to go to the Borgata for the weekend, I just dump a bunch of food on the floor, leave the sink running for water. I'm gone for days. Gone. I come home, the cat will just be like, I didn't give a shit.
You leave the sink running?
I had everything. I might leave it on a trickle. If
a little trickle
so
form?
it could, Get a little water. Get a little water in there.
Yeah, but they make things for cats. The water just for like a week.
But I don't trust it.
Just fill a tub up with water.
I just like it. No, you know what? You leave it trickle.
Just
It
go
gets
back in
there.
the shit in the tub.
Gets his head.
But your cat is not a regular cat. That's like
that's why I didn't want to get just a regular cat.
It's half
almost
beast.
it's almost
It's a wild animal.
illegal.
It's like a leopard. Yeah, he's crazy.
It seems like it's borderline illegal. You're
no,
right.
I watched the whole video
should
on these
be.
fucking things. These are
See the slow motion one of him jumping into my hand?
it's crazy.
Comes up, wow. Fuck, I catch him like a softball. Whoa. He jumps up. I wiggle my fingers on the couch, and he's on the other chair going, what the fuck is that? And then he gets it, and he does that fucking hunker down, and the shoulder blades go up, and he charges at my hand, and at the last minute, I pull my hand straight up in the air, and he jumps at it over my head. Boom! And I just catch him in my hand.
Oh, yeah, my cat did that.
No, he didn't. He's magical, Beavis.
Story hijacker.
With that, Florentine is here as well, and you're playing Buffalo tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow night at Helium, and this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Latitude 40 at Bonkers in Pittsburgh.
Nice. All right, we're going to continue with these guys. Stay there.
The guys have a dump on deck. They'll be right back.
Hey. $4 for headphones, you dirty whores. All right. You couldn't just slip me one like on the side there? One with a little fucking earwax in it? I don't care. $4 to hear a fucking Chevy Chase movie. You dirty hose bags. All right, now. Okay, would you like a headphone? The movie really sucks, and I'll give you a hand job. All right. Would you like a hand job for the movie sucks? You got any of those little pillows the size of a chicklet? Those are nice. What's with that upright position shit? You fucking horse. The fucking plane is gonna crash in a cornfield 7,000 miles an hour, but I gotta move my seat up first? The fuck is that? So I can see my head falling off? You dirty little horse. Never get out your phone numbers, you're fucking tight with the peanuts. I gotta sit that fucking tray up as I sail into a cornfield. 16,000 gallons of gasoline behind me, slamming into the side of the mountain. All right. Can you put your tray up, sir? We're crashing. All right. I like that part. I like that part where you crash and your fucking torso gets sailing right out there.
Opie and Anthony are back. On with the fart jokes. On Sirius XM.
Oh, boy. We're talking tech with Bob Kelly. Here we go.
Talking tech with
Jim Florentine in studio as well. And just want to remind people that David Copperfield's calling in to talk about Otto and George. And around 10 o'clock, we're going to play Otto's last appearance on our radio show. So, and then tomorrow, I believe, going to put a whole podcast together.
Good.
Hey, Kenny, is there any turkey chili, you think?
Otto.
Oh, I could
Peterson.
go for some of that shit.
From Otto and George.
Can I get some turkey chili?
Turkey chili's pretty
I like
goddamn
turkey chili.
good.
And Thursday's the big...
Is it good?
It's pretty goddamn good.
I'd like
It's
some
the
too.
big unmasked.
Ken, if that's if I don't want to step over my
No.
It's not good for you.
Your
turkey
wish is
chili,
his
I can have
command.
it.
It's not healthy for you.
Turkey chili's perfect. It's turkey chili.
Well, there's more stuff in there.
What's in there?
It's very fattening.
What's in it? Bacon?
It's whatever it is. No, there's no bacon.
What's in it?
I don't know. It's turkey, some beans.
There's a lot of
some
grease
fucking-
in there.
Nah, it's not bad.
They
for
might
you.
cook it up and, make it a little, you might see an oil slick on
There's an
top.
oil slick on top.
When you
Okay,
stir it,
for
but
it.
It coats your stomach.
All right.
you go home and
It's
you
good for you.
fucking-
No
Okay.
sugar, no grains, baby.
It's all right. As long as if it's out of a can, it's bad for you.
Right.
Oh, that's
If it's
even
cooked
better.
up fresh, it's fine.
Yeah, less
Yeah.
salt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. This turkey
Preservatives and all that
It's
shit now.
delicious. You're going to enjoy it. But
I don't care about the preservatives.
Don't make believe it's good for
Some
you.
crunches, pull-ups, and planks when I get home, and fucking, that's it.
There you go.
Good.
Planks?
Jimmy, what were you saying about Thursday?
The
big,
gayest
unmasked.
exercise ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting we're doing that.
Yes, at Caroline's at 4 p.m.
All right.
We don't care.
Does everyone have
when
their
is
tickets?
It'll be fun and it'll be
It'll be fun.
awesome, but
It's
When
like
is
an
it?
hour.
It's Opie and Anthony being interviewed in front of the audience at Caroline's. It's a unmasked. It's
By
about
Ron
the 20
Bennington.
years.
No, when is it?
Oh, Thursday.
Thursday.
This Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
and it's going to be live on our channel and Raw Dog.
Why can't it be like 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Jim Florentine.
No, I'm just asking.
But
like,
when I say it, I'm a troublemaker.
Jim, now you're just talking out your
You're
ass.
crazy.
Because
Why-
why the hell would we want to do that and really get in depth and have a good time with the fans and everything. Let's make it quick, in and out.
Is it a programming thing where it's got to fit in that hour
Caroline
slot?
has to have the room. They're doing a Hot 97 thing after.
Well, start it at 3 then.
Oh, God.
Start at 3 at Caroline's.
You're a troublemaker. What a troublemaker.
You're a troublemaker.
Really?
You're not grateful.
What time is the event?
It's stupid to do this for an hour.
What time
I
is
try
it?
to tell these
4
people.
p.m.
4 p.m. You're doing a fucking event on a Thursday? People work
Stop
until
20
being a troublemaker.
Wait, you guys got
work.
You got 1 hour show for 20 years. So
It's an hour?
5 minutes for every.
It's a fucking hour.
5 minutes for every year you've been in the
We're
business.
very grateful, guys.
Voss
Shut
had
up.
a show for 2 hours down at the
That's
Village
it.
Underground, a whole night.
It should have been 2 hours. It should have been at a bigger venue. But they
It should have been at 7 so
but
people could get out of work.
1 hour.
You want to hear this one?
My Ozzy's Boneyard show is 2 hours.
Yeah.
You guys only get an hour. I've been on
An
the air
hour.
a year.
But the reason we're having it at Caroline's, we wanted to have it at a bigger venue.
Right.
They actually said that we're building toward something bigger.
With that, which means nothing.
I hate when people say that to me, that we're building towards something. Isn't it? It is what it is, right?
I think 20 years you should have built it already.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The fuck are you
So what's going to
building?
happen at 25 years? You guys are going to have it at Gotham Comedy Club because there's a few extra seats
Well,
than
there you
Caroline's.
go.
25 years. Oh,
Didn't you
gosh.
guys do like a whole theater tour, 12,000 seaters? That you sold out?
I vaguely remember that, yeah.
Didn't you do that?
Yeah.
Was that show an hour?
Building tour.
Was that? Yeah, it was like a 3.5 hour show, right?
Do you know by the time it really gets started and everything, it's going to be nothing.
Did you hear about the posters yet?
What?
We're going to sit here after tomorrow's show, I think, and sign 300 posters.
That's fun. That'd be fun. Guys, get some coffee, get some Sharpies, and just talk.
Because I'll tell you why. Because we don't have enough time after the gig
To just sign
So
them
it's going to be
as-
like, thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
goodbye.
You guys are doing a fucking shitty meet and greet?
Yeah.
Well, the Carolines has to be clear by 7.
For what?
We have another show.
So
What's
we're gonna
the show?
We're gonna pre-sign the posters because that'll take too much time. So they can say hi really fast, grab a poster, and get the fuck out.
On a fucking Thursday?
I know.
We're
I mean-
very grateful to
And they
this
said
company, Sirius XM.
Photos are will be taken, but it's going to be taken with one of our cameras and posted on a website that they could download.
That's actually a
the
smart
pictures.
idea.
It is
Smart idea. That's
I
a
do
smart
like.
idea.
A lot
I
of
do
people
like
starting to
that
do
when
that.
I read
Jimmy
it. It's
does
like,
that.
Yeah.
Because then you don't get those people going, here's the camera. Do no, push the other button.
you
They
don't
give,
get some
they give it
guy-
to the guy. They give the new iPhone to the guy that has a flip phone.
Yeah,
and they don't
knows
tell him how to
nothing.
do it. Here,
Yeah.
take a picture. Guys, what do I do? I don't,
I love
no
it. They
one does
come
a dry
back-
run.
They come back 5 people later, and it's like, this was blurry. Can we do it again? You're
There's
like,
some
who
guy
are you?
yelling at his wife, you fucking dumb cunt, take the photo.
Yeah, you didn't have the light on. When me and Jim want to get a picture, we rehearse for an hour.
Yeah.
We take every angle. I do the light. Let's try without the. We're prepared.
Yes. You gotta
Never
be.
make them wait. Always have your arm out, fucking
Right.
ready for snapping.
Exactly. And I think it's good to doing it the other way. It's a good camera. You upload the pictures
Yeah.
to the fucking website. And
It's
then
a
people
little
can get 'em.
impersonal. It's
Welcome.
more. It's a little more personal when you take a photo with, and they have it right there on their phone. They can do whatever they,
They can
want.
put
with
it on their phone later.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them and their personal.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
uploaded all the pictures from Tampa. People could just go to my website and get it for free.
No, I
Download it.
agree with you. It's a great idea.
It is a good idea.
It's a great idea.
It comes
Stop.
with a frame.
Stop bumming us out. It's going to be an
No, it's
amazing
great that you
event
guys
Thursday.
pre-signed the fucking. You can't get to anybody. or-
Pre-sign.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, you might as well,
No
why don't you
two.
just get a stamp? You fucking piece of shit.
That's a good idea.
It's fucking.
It's not us.
A,
We
a Greg, an
It's a
Anthony, and a
stamp.
fucking a chip stamp,
Just
and a,
sitting there. Chikung.
The one thing we're good at is sitting around and signing and bullshit with the
You guys are
listeners.
great.
That's one thing we've always done
yeah.
well, but
Yeah.
not this time, man. It is going to be a fucking
In and out.
in and out.
wow, they have no lights
Assembly
on you.
line.
They're
Like a
just
mission.
dark. The basement is
sure.
always dark over there.
Here you go.
Terrible.
Here you go. Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it
Listen,
sold out?
Of course.
You know, I
Of course it
listened
is,
to you
Bobby.
guys when
It's all free tickets.
That might actually be a blessing. When we get their story. I do
You
it
know-
every day. I'd love to hear it, but you got to go. Thank you.
You know, you got me through some tough times.
Oh, really? Tell me on the way up the steps. It's great.
Later. You know, back
Thank you.
in '98, you guys were.
Yeah, hustle.
Let's chatter, people. Right. Kenny's going to just be pushing your back.
Jesus.
No, I like all the stories from listeners. It's going to be Wonderful.
Yeah. This is.
But Ronnie B is doing the interview, which is good.
But it's an hour, and then like halfway through, Jimmy comes out. So this thing is going to be.
You know why
we're not going to be able to get into anything.
Do you know why they want it to be an
substance.
hour, though? Right?
Why?
Because they want an hour show. They don't want to have to fucking go in and edit it. If you do just an hour, they can take that exact show and just fucking
And play
air
it. Right.
That's it. They're not cutting any good shit out. They don't have to deal with losing shit. You guys bit. You can't do that. It's an hour, perfect show.
But you can make it 2 hours. Don't have to cut anything too.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah.
2 would have been perfect.
Two would have been good.
That would have been easy.
Yeah.
Real easy to do. We're just talking radio stories.
So 1 hour, 20 years, 1 hour, and you guys pre-signed posters.
But we're building towards something else.
Oh, I can't wait to see
I don't know
that.
what that is, but
I don't like that term. Building towards. Yuck. I'm looking at Florentine. You don't like stuff like that either, right? That corporate bullshit. Oh, we're going to be building towards something bigger. What? They'll either come or not.
we're hoping to greenlight something in the near future. We're going to skylight that project.
Blue sky. Blue sky, right?
What?
Blue sky that.
And the buckets.
Corporate jargon.
What was the buckets again?
Crap. That was
Sam,
that
what was the
Elo's-
corporate buckets
That was
again?
the Elo's exclusive thing, though. That wasn't like a widespread.
But there were a
corporate.
couple different buckets. I forgot. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, at least you guys are working towards something.
Blue sky.
We're building
something.
towards something.
Yeah, you guys are building towards what, you get bananas and fucking Poughkeepsie next
I think
week.
blue sky means like to let it out of the office. Like this is good. It's a done
No,
deal.
you gotta let it bake.
We're gonna blue sky it, which means we're gonna like let it outside.
Right.
Like it's ready to go.
No, you gotta
It's ready
bake.
to
That's
leave
the
the
new-
office.
Hold
Blue
on.
sky.
Yeah, blue sky that.
But you're missing. You have to let it bake for a while.
Yeah, let it bake,
Gotta let it bake. Sit there and kind of
please.
let it.
Where's your Samsung? Why are you on an iPhone if you got the white glove? What is the white glove treatment?
We get everything.
What is
From
that?
Airline.
I got a watch. I got the new Note 3. I could get TVs, and I'm getting the
They
Samsung 5.
gave us a Note 3, and I don't feel like walking around with a plasma TV in my fucking
Right.
You know
pocket.
that.
It's ridiculous.
I actually that phone. I that's the one that makes me want to switch.
Is that
What?
the you
That
want that
This
one?
fucking
thing.
yeah.
And I don't care. It's big. It
I
fits
love
my
that it's
pocket, so I
big.
don't care.
It's great. Why wouldn't you want a bigger phone?
No.
I love
For what?
it.
You don't want it bulky in your
I don't
pocket.
need a
You
bigger
walk
phone.
around with it.
It's not bulky. Look how thin this
It's going to be
thing is.
spring.
It's lighter than the iPhone, and it takes up just as much space.
Look, I'm not. No one's throwing their back out lifting a phone.
It's not that
It doesn't
heavy.
matter.
Hold
It's
it.
not. It really isn't. My left arm isn't bigger
love
because
it.
I've been holding my iPhone.
I love when fucking Florentine gets aggravated at something.
It's very logical.
So much sense.
I know.
It's
So
light-
look how lighter it is.
It's lighter than the
Cares?
iPhone.
Throwing your back out.
Isn't it lighter than the iPhone?
I can't hold
I don't
it
have an
up
iPhone,
that
but-
long, you know?
I got to keep switching hands.
Have it.
It's really light, but you got to have long fingers to get all the way over.
That's the problem. You got to use
It's
your
not a
thumb
problem
and
though,
your-
because they figured that out. You could switch your
You got a
phone.
stylus.
Peter
Is it?
Dinklage hates that phone.
Oh, yeah.
Boy,
That
does he.
phone's great. I love that phone, and I love the watch too.
I like
The
the
watch is
watch,
pretty cool.
but I'm not going to wear the watch.
You will wear the watch.
I'll wear the watch when I'm driving, so because you can do hands free
It's
phone
fucking
calls
great.
and stuff. But I don't need the watch to.
It's great. You have a kid. You fucking just talking to your wrist.
I'll tell you something, though, that it's just not as quick and intuitive as the iPhone is. I've used both.
Whoa,
It's
you're going
just
to ruin our
not-
white gloves.
No, I meant
Make
for
believe.
I meant for people,
Just make believe.
Chinese people.
Roland is having a panic attack.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
Get the white glove treatment. You're fucking trashing
Well,
it.
maybe the
I get a fucking
5.
shit glove treatment from anybody.
Maybe the
I gotta-
5 will be the one that,
The Samsung
does it.
5, I can't wait.
That's what I was supposed to get.
It just came out.
I know,
I'm
but
supposed to get one next
I
week
got it.
now.
You're getting one?
I have it.
You don't.
They gave me a prototype.
Why?
They don't. They fucking prototype.
It's out.
Prototype.
Fucking rocket. The prototype of the phone. The iPhone 5, the iPhone 6 coming out, and it's bigger. So there
Is
you
it?
go. Yeah, it's bigger.
Which
Doesn't
way?
matter.
Lengthwise again?
No,
in,
it's
in 6 months, whatever new phone you got sucks, and the next one is the better
It's
one.
the best.
And yeah, and I can't believe I had this one.
I heard
How
something
did I
that
get
was
along with this shit?
I don't know if it's true, but they said that they've for the watch that iPhone's supposed to be coming out with that it's wireless charging.
Whoa.
Which would be fucking great. Because the one thing about the watch, I love leaving my watch on and not taking it off. To have to take it off and plug it in is the only thing that sucks.
Stupid.
Enough with the watches.
You need enough with the watch.
Enough with the watch.
How the fuck are they going to do wireless charging?
You'll have a fucking watch. Everything you've said no. You said no to the iPhone. You said no to the fucking iPad.
I won't wear something like that.
You said no to fucking Twitter. I remember Twitter. Now you're addicted to followers. I got fucking 7 million.
I don't
know. Why would you want to?
Congratulations.
Why would you want to do 140? Fuck you.
The watch is awful though because you got to scroll It's terrible.
Yeah, you said the same thing. Why would I need an iPad? I have an iPhone, and you have fucking 9 iPads.
I don't use my iPad much.
But I don't understand the watch. You don't really need the watch.
The watch is the next evolution.
It's a bit convenient, but it's not that great.
There it is.
It's not either.
You can take pictures of it.
Florentine, not to you.
No, it's...
you still use a fucking regular house phone most of the time with a cord.
I do have a house phone. It doesn't have a cord, though.
You don't think the watch is the next thing?
No.
No? What's your thoughts on the watch, Jim Florentine?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's just for fucking high-tech nerds that, need a new gadget every 6 months.
Right. So they can go, look, I got a watch.
And then the next thing, it's going to come out, it's going to be something else. It's going to be a headset, and then you're going to walk around with the headset.
Guarantee.
The watch wasn't that good.
I guarantee if you got the white glove treatment from Samsung, you'd have that.
No,
dumb
I wouldn't. I don't give a shit.
What if they made it in black
I
leather?
got sponsored on my podcast. I still don't think this is stupid.
You what?
These razors are stink. They're really not that good.
You can't fucking trash your sponsors.
I don't care. I don't like them. I tried them. They're not good. I'm not going to tell people. You don't like the razors?
I like the razors.
Which razors?
The razors. I mean, I do. I
don't like their attempt at comedy, but I like their product.
I thought the commercial they did was very funny.
Yeah.
You didn't think the commercial they did for the
the
one where it's fucking very funny. Stop it.
But their razors are terrific.
I like Liddell's commercial for that fucking battery. Car battery.
Yeah, that's funny.
Comes out, he fucking grabs Rhino by the horn and swings him around. He's fucking kicking ass in that one. It's a pretty good commercial.
Which commercial? Maybe I didn't see the commercial you're talking about.
Dollar Shave Club, the new one.
How come you're not? I was talking about a different shave.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about mine. Yes. I love those razors.
No, I got a different sponsor. Where's your watch? Where's your?
I don't have white glove treatment.
So
if I had it, I would fucking get it.
So how do you know it's good then?
Tell them your Lord varies.
I got the first one. It's called I'm Watch. I got it like a year and a half ago. I was into this shit.
But you're not wearing it now, though.
No, it's like I said, the battery's the worst thing about it. You got to plug it in.
So just that alone.
It should come with a long cord, so you just have to keep it plugged into the wall.
Into your wrist everywhere you go. It just automatically feeds out as you're driving.
You have to have a 4-mile fucking cord drive to work with it.
You think that would be a bust?
Yeah, that would
product. You think
that would do well?
How do they do wireless charging? This is the holy grail of fucking charging.
I think it was invented a long. I could be wrong because
How does it transfer?
Well, I think it was invented a long time ago by Tesla. It came up with it a long time ago.
Well, yeah.
And now they're actually trying to work it out. Like they have the case you can put on your phone and just throw it on the table. That is some type of.
But there's got to be some type of contact.
That's what I read. But it's all Apple shit right now is all. It could be true. It could be not. And it's coming from certain guys that have been right in the past about the new stuff that's coming out. But it still could be all horseshit.
Yeah, because the putting power from one place to another without wires is that's the thing people are trying to do forever.
Solar power.
No, but you can't then get power and transfer it from point A to point B without some type of. They do it with microwaves, but it's like crazy dangerous.
No.
You can't just be beaming microwave energy through people's neighborhoods.
I just had to spit that. Sorry.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There'll be some kind of a tire that can absorb sunlight. You have to roll the tire to your friend's house, and he throws his phone in the tire.
That seems very inconvenient.
I don't think that's really.
Because if you were able to put solar panels up in space where there's no problem with the atmosphere, clouds, or anything like that, and you could keep it in a rotation where it stays facing the sun and just beam the energy down to Earth.
Yeah.
Problem fucking solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
But it's getting that energy. So if they could have a watch.
Didn't they just discover some new thing? Graphene.
Crazy.
Did you hear about that? Graphene.
Graphene.
It's a new. Yeah.
Graphene.
It's It conducts energy better than anything, and it's flexible. Like that's how we're gonna get flexible screens.
Oh, I did see that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a nerd
I was
that
watching
listens to
some
the show
dumb
that
science show and I saw that shit. Yeah,
they got it from the tip of a
bendable.
pencil.
Yes.
They just basically found it by accident.
Like
it's
graphite. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's stronger than steel or all this fucking crazy shit.
So you know what? What are you gonna watch TV on your pencil? What the hell are you talking about?
Regular Joe. What's the matter? Well, you still got a TV with a tube, right? A picture tube.
I get the old
good
school.
Enough?
It's been good. I had it in 1988. I got it.
Smash regular Joe with an iPhone 6
cable, whatever. I'm good with the aerial. I have a regular. I put the rabbit ears on top, a little piece of furl.
Yeah, I put the movies in the VCR. I watch them. What are you watching TV on your pencil, Bobby?
That fucking phone though, you can write the number with the style, and it puts it in into your contacts. How great is that?
Into digital form.
It's like, why does it fucking Apple has it?
It's not that great.
I totally agree.
You can just type it right in with your fingers. What's your number? 732-499-5338. No problem. I don't need to write it. I'm not excited that I can write it.
You could write an address. You could write an address by hand in there, and then just hit the map, and the map view comes up.
You don't need toys. You don't need toys. Get some mud, get some water, and make a truck. You get some stakes. There's a house.
Right, because then you write the number. Maybe you can't read what you wrote.
Right.
6 months later, when you look at it, is that a 4 or a 6?
No. You don't understand. It transfers it into text.
Regular. That's like type. No one should be excited over that.
Thank you.
You're not excited about
that? Doesn't make you excited?
No.
Turkey chili's here, Bobby.
There he goes. He knows how to work that. He was told,
Jesus Christ,
never to touch the tip of the spoon.
Did you get a
Jesus spoon, D-Bob?
That's it.
Do you live in the dark?
Told.
Why are you so pale?
He doesn't sleep.
Lives in Jersey.
Looks like fucking
there,
milk.
Are you sleeping better?
The GWB.
This fucking guy. Jesus Christ. The only thing that's get red is your fucking eye sockets.
He doesn't sleep.
In May, but I'm coming back again. Sorry.
Whoa. In May. He's coming back in the summer.
David Copperfield's going to be calling in a few minutes. This guy wants in on Tech Talk. Justin in Texas.
Oh, my God.
I like turkey chili.
I was just calling to tell you guys where Anthony was talking about it in the car. You can't adjust the nav while you're driving down the road, and if you have a passenger, why doesn't your car know?
Right.
Yeah, so on all of your new 2015 models, and I know you're an Escalade man, Anthony, it will sense a passenger in the seat or put a heavy enough bag, and you can adjust your nav while you're driving down the road.
So you say.
Why can't it be voice activated?
Well, it is voice activated too, but when you're down here in Texas, half of us can't speak well enough for the car to understand it anyway.
They have to do redneck and regular English.
Yeah, well, regular English or whatever, but the other thing was you're talking about how are you going to charge things wirelessly. So, like the Chevrolet Volt actually generates power for those batteries just based on braking and the centrifugal force. So maybe
but again, that's a closed circuit right there. You're using actually a resistance from a coil, like a generator, as brakes.
But in the same sense, just like a watch can charge off the motion of your wrist, your phone can do the same thing, kind of like how it counts paces as you walk.
Oh, so you're saying the motion of your wrist and stuff would generate some type of electricity to charge to your battery.
Right, your direct current between those coils and things like that.
Look at you.
All right.
Well, that would be okay. Okay, I thought maybe energy was being beamed somewhere.
So you have to move your wrist. So basically a paraplegic would get no use out of this watch. Unless somebody in the hospital picked up his arm and angrily banged it on the chair.
Yours would overcharge every night.
Exactly. I'd be carrying a fucking neutron bomb on my right wrist.
Fully charged.
He could run a charging service.
I know. Unless it's on the
Jim
left
Norton
arm.
charging station. Just stop by his apartment.
Stop by here. I'll pick it up in a half hour.
Right. And the other thing.
The other thing.
Christ.
Go ahead, sir.
Sorry.
The other thing being an Escalade guy, Anthony, is in your new 15, if you go get one, they have this adaptive cruise control. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, but tell me
what is that?
So you can set your cruise control. It'll brake and speed you up
Yes.
from 5 miles an hour to 70 miles an hour. You never have to touch your brakes or anything.
Yeah, I would.
Depending
that's not dangerous.
on traffic in front of me, and
No, it has no sensor at all. It just judges by the time of day, by sunlight.
But the other part of that system is it actually reads the road lines of the lanes in the road and will tell you if you're drifting in the lanes and various.
I would love to talk to you further about this, but we have a phone call coming in that we must take. Very important.
Go for it.
Yes, thank you,
Good
sir.
talking to you guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the information.
Right. Like that.
For the first time on our show, David Copperfield.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, David. How you doing?
Good.
It's Jim Florentine here.
Yeah, we got Bob Kelly, Jim Florentine, Jim Norton, Anthony, and myself, Opie, and we're all devastated by the passing of Otto.
Shocked, right? Shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. But
How did you first come to know Otto? Because I know he was actually he loved the fact that you guys were friends. He spoke very highly of you.
thank you. Well, we both had the same inspiration, We both, and I didn't know him when he was you guys knew him probably in the very beginning, but I didn't know him until he was famous, until he really established himself. I didn't know him during the street performer days or all that, I knew him after he was really famous. And in fact, turned me on to Otto was Kevin Spacey, believe it or not.
Wow.
Kevin Spacey was a big Otto and George fan. I said, okay,
we heard this.
How's that? Do you know that guy?
I did not know that. No.
I didn't know that either.
No, someone. All right, well, it doesn't matter, but yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah, so Kevin Spacey loved him, and he was playing in New York. So you got to see him, and I heard some of my crew, loved his work and played me some video of him. I thought this is pretty amazing stuff at that moment when he was starting to be, noteworthy, and so I went to see his show, obviously, and it was incredible, and after we started talking, we realized we have the same influences, both as kids. We're similar age, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, right.
He said, his influence was Paul Winchell. And I don't know if you guys remember Paul Winchell. Paul Winchell was a huge TV star when we were kids. Winchell Mahoney fan. Paul Winchell was the ventriloquist who was the voice of Tigger in the old.
Oh, right.
So all that sound is that kind of is Tigger. And
Paul Winchell.
Yeah, Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney. Yeah. And that was his influence. And that was my influence, too. I was a ventriloquist when I was a kid.
Winchell Mahoney time.
Exactly. You're
remember
Googling
that.
Other way. You're at Google fingers.
No, I swear I really remember that.
He's actually eating turkey chili. Anthony's just really old.
Exactly. But I started doing ventriloquism, and I totally sucked at it. I couldn't do it. My act was out of the back of a boy's life in a magazine. Nobody laughed, and I found magic. But in Otto's case, he really found a voice. Pardon the expression. He found a voice. He found a voice of how to do that, and a kind of a repartee that became distinctive to him.
Yeah.
And really had that ability. And, as I got to know him, I realized, not from him, he never talked about this, but he's one of the most ripped off guys around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And some famous people who I won't mention the name of, but you'll know who it is, literally became famous on his material. I mean, really became famous on it. And stuff that he developed and was amazing. And for a magician, that's what I do, by the way. I do magic. Yeah. And when in the magic world, if somebody rips off what I'm doing, it's devastating because I spend years on each thing. So I ask Otto, I think, so and so got really famous on your act. How did you deal with that? I mean, how do you do that? And he would say, it's okay. It's I was done with it. It's all right. I said, what? Are you kidding? I mean, this person's enormously famous, and he's using your material that you developed. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. So I said, oh my God, this guy was a really giving guy that really was okay with all that kind of roll with the punches and didn't get pissed off at this kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing stuff. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's all
You have the original George too, right? Or one, not the original, but one of the more recent before the new one.
I got one of the original, all the Georges were kind of the train wrecks, there was the whole point. He wanted a really beautiful figure, and I said, well, okay, I'll help you, because I have all these friends in the world of this kind of side world of ventriloquism and magic. And I had a guy that could build a really beautiful George. I said, well, you can't, if you build another George for yourself, and I help you with this, it's got to be kind of screwed up. It's got to be kind of, a little bit screwy looking. He said, no, I want a beautiful George. I said, no, the point of your act is for it to look a little bit screwed up,
Right.
No, I want this beautiful. Okay, so I got him this beautiful thing done. He donated to a museum that I kind of curate that I have that is this figure that is the one that's known, the one that you've seen all the pictures where it's kind of cobbed together. And what's kind of beautiful in a way is that this George is in my museum right next to our inspiration. Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney's stuff. All the Winchell family has allowed me to kind of curate.
Oh wow, you got that stuff too.
Wow.
So he came. One of the great moments, in he said in his life was he came really the past couple of years to my place in my museum in Las Vegas, and just looking at all Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy and Howdy Doody and all these iconic characters, and Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney stuff and all their archives, and there's George, sitting there with all this stuff, and he starts to cry, seeing all this stuff. It's like this resting place for his one of his original Georges. So it's kind of a beautiful thing. And what's really remarkable about it is that a lot of people who are in our business that come and see this stuff, not only the magic stuff, but the ventriloquism stuff, they go in there and they see, all these iconic, Shari Lewis, remember Shari Lewis and Lamb Chop and stuff?
Oh, right.
Right next to them. Yeah, and then I have the puppets from the Twilight Zone. There's a couple of ventriloquists.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight Zone. And they're there, and then they turn the corner, and they see George on his puppet, and they go, oh, my God, that's George. And the most unlikely people who you'd never imagine are familiar with Otto and George's work. And they go, wow, it's there again. Next to Twilight Zone and it's George. So it's really, he made an amazing mark. And it makes me just really, really, really feeling so warm that he did such a great thing for this world of ventriloquism and comedy, and all the Penn and Teller love him, and people really love this guy. So
yeah, David, when was the first time you saw Otto live?
Where were you? You said Kevin Spacey took you, but where was it?
It was in New York. I think it was what's downstairs and right off Times Square. Is that Caroline's or what was
Caroline's?
That?
Yes,
Caroline's. Yeah, and I saw him live there first, and he came to Vegas. I think in the past year, I had him come here just to perform for our crew. Believe it or not. So, and he just got sober and all that kind of stuff. It was a really good trip, and seeing all the his figures and his pictures and so forth, and the little display we made for him is a really good one. I'm totally shocked.
Yeah, he was doing really well too.
I just tweeted. Bob Levy tweeted. I retweeted. It's a video of him in your, I guess, museum, and you showing him the puppets.
Oh wow!
So there's actually some video of that online, I guess, on Facebook. So I retweeted that. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it at the end of the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
Man.
Yeah,
well,
guys. I'm sorry, guys. It's just kind of a sucky way of meeting in the morning.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got it. But I mean, he really
he was
spoke
awesome.
highly of you, and
family should be really proud of him. Family should be amazing proud of him. It's, obviously he was the material is extremely dirty, which was the most awesome thing in the world. He handled it so well, and his family should know that the most really respected Oscar-winning people watched this and went, wow, this is really cool. Something about it, just the way he would turn the phrase, a Galliano bottle,
right, exactly.
Paper plate, just words that he would use were just like, just so well chosen, comedically well chosen.
He had an amazing grasp on using violent language in comedy, but violent and look, Stephen King made a tremendous living using violent language well, and Otto did it brilliantly in comedy. Was these amazing images of people's skulls being cracked open, but the funny part was that he used an ashtray or just these odd things used to commit violent acts, and he had such a great mastery of the language.
Yeah, and everything, just the craftsmanship. It's weird to hear a magician talk about comedy craftsmanship, but I care about all that, and I follow all of the greats, and he just was just great. And you guys are experts at it. Everybody on the phone when you hear it, and you just know, it's the choice of how he phrased it, and how he did it was
Yeah.
Genius, kind of genius.
Edge of a porcelain sink.
Yeah. And then he had that famous line. He goes, "I want to fuck you in the ass with a Santa hat on." It was always why would a Santa hat on? I know.
It was so or literally Otto would be minding his own business, just saying something. And George would just interrupt him and go, every time you talk, the show sucks. I'm going to fuck you in the ass until there's blood in your shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a great image that is. Like, that's a fucking poem. Like, to fucking someone in the ass is harsh,
right? Yeah.
But until there's blood in your shoes, that means it went all the way down your thighs, over your calves, and collected in your shoes.
Took it to a whole new level.
That's a harsh ass fucking.
Oh, my God.
David Copperfield's laughing.
It's brutality, but he really understood that. He just knew how to write brilliant material like that and amazing lines.
It's poetic in its own way. It becomes poetry,
Well, thank you, David. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can see David every night at Hollywood Theater at the MGM.
Oh, don't do that.
We might as well. 7, 9 o'clock. I've actually worked in that room with David Tell when you weren't there. It's an amazing space.
I've seen David's show a couple times. Phenomenal. Phenomenal show.
All right, forget about that.
I you didn't call in for a plug. We wanted to do it for you.
No, we know you didn't call in for that.
Yeah, we know.
No worries.
All right, guys. See you at the show soon.
All right, thanks, man.
But thanks, guys.
Thanks, David.
All right, see you, David.
David Copperfield.
Yeah, he didn't call
He's a
it for
good
plug.
dude, David,
Wow.
man.
Magic.
He's
a huge comedy fan. He's been to a bunch of my shows.
You've met him before?
Oh, yeah. He came to the Cleveland Improv one time. The manager's like, David Copperfield's come to see you. I'm like,
man.
he is? He's like, yeah. He said, yeah, you didn't know? I go, I have no idea. I didn't know he was a fan. Yeah, he's seen a few of my shows, and then he always hooks me up when I go to Vegas. He's a big comedy fan.
I met him once at the Comedy Cellar. It was the night that Hassan, who was a guy. Do you remember Hassan, Bobby?
Yeah,
Right?
I loved him. Best
what year did he
fucking
leave?
bouncer in the world.
2000 he left?
Just see him grab some chick by the neck, throw her out.
Big Egyptian guy that used to run Comedy Cellar.
Right.
And, he didn't play fucking... His shirts were always too short. Like, his shirts would always just barely cover his big Egyptian gut. Like, he was a fucking...
He said outrageous, just fucking... He told me one time, in my country, if you fake, we throw rocks at you until you feel better. And if that doesn't work, we fuck you in the ass.
Wow.
I didn't know Spacey
What if
turned
that
him
doesn't
on.
work?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
We've heard that before.
I never heard that. I mean, and maybe Dad just didn't register.
Spacey did something with a dummy. It was like a short or something that was online, and it was very Otto and George. Very Otto and George.
Wow.
And people were saying, like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's ripping them off or something, but it wasn't really. I think it was more of an homage.
If Otto was alive and he just heard that, he'd go, why does he put me in a movie?
Yeah.
Otto did. I
great-
remember Otto. I forgot the story. He did David Copperfield's like 40th birthday party or one of his big events in his apartment in New York when he was married to Claudia Schiffer at the time. And it was just David and his assistant and Claudia there. And Claudia had no idea who Otto was. She hired him for the party because she knew he was a big fan.
Oh, shit.
And Otto, according to Otto, Claudia was disgusted.
I bet.
Biggest supermodel in the world at the time. Disgusted at every joke. Madonna.
Those big German tits.
Just sat there with her arms
great.
folded, miserable.
I bet.
Just at the runway in Paris, a big event, and Otto's like, hey, it's stanky pussy smell like hot garbage.
Garbage and sizzling.
That's the thing with him, though, is he had no B plan. Like, as a comic, as a comic, you can do a gig and I'll tone it down a little, or I can cut these out. He just did. He had to do what he fucking did and take the hit.
Yeah.
No plan B is a great way to phrase it. That's exactly it. He did not have a backup plan.
Yeah, I've always cut out a couple fucks. I didn't say motherfucker or took that joke out just to get by at some fucking gig because it was so much money. He had to just go up and fucking
forge right ahead.
How do you clean up? This is your mother's cunt on an escalator. This is with the Kennedy bit. This is your brain on drugs, and then he snap it again. This is your mother's cunt on an escalator. That's an uncleanable up joke.
Yeah, you can't really
clean that one up. No.
Let's try.
No, this is your mother's. You know what? It's still too violent and terrible. How does your mother's cunt get on an escalator and ripped up like that?
Bobby, go to Bob Levy's Twitter. I want to see this video. It's short.
No, Bobby, on the computer.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the Rev Bob Levy on Twitter.
You know how to use one of those things?
I do.
The computer.
It's Otto with David Copperfield in his personal museum in Vegas, showing Otto all the famous puppets.
My daughter wants me to get on the email. I don't know what it is.
All right. right, don't wait for me. Do something else.
That's
while
why I'm
we're
making
doing
noises.
this. Oh, okay.
We're good.
What is it?
The Rev Bob Levy.
Come on, get away from me, Jim.
Oh, wow. Are you fucking this up?
Are you panicking?
Holy shit. He
Maybe you
types
go
2
faster.
letters.
Maybe if you had your watch on, it'd go faster.
He backspaces 3.
Oh, you got to sign in.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, my God. Why do you have to sign in?
Hang on 1 second. I'm going to Google it.
Maybe you
Just
can
go
write it.
Twitter.com, the Rev Bob Levy.
Shut up.
I think Sam knew not to leave his
Shut
fucking
up.
Twitter open.
He's
with
smart. He's
him
smart that
sitting
way.
there.
I would have got it if he left.
There
his
you go.
phone.
There you go. All right.
I got it. Get
All right.
Edgar, get the fuck off me.
Don't
you
you
stupid
hate that
baby fingernails.
When he touches you with his fucking little sharp fingernails.
I want to fucking, when he's asleep, cut his fingernails like a baby.
like a babe. He needs those mittens so he can't cut himself.
Three down. I think.
3 down.
I
Boom.
think it's that one.
That's it right there. Thank you for
Let's see
your
if this
help,
plays for radio. I don't know.
Let me see it.
Really?
Can you turn it, Bobby?
That's David
Turn the
Copperfield.
screen. Just the screen. Turn it.
Oh, turn it. I think you should turn it up.
Did Bergen specifically want you to have all his characters?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So,
But I stand by it. I stand.
Wow.
But you know, the cover of Time magazine.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, see that. Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah, he's just looking at some pictures on the wall, some mannequins.
And what's the story with this dog?
From the documentary Who Gives a Shit.
All his dummies had these knurled handles.
Oh.
Just give him a little more, you know, he sweated and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
And this is a figure that he made. Because he was.
Wow, just showing all his.
But then, to Otto, this was, this is what's the
Oh,
world,
yeah,
man.
that's like fucking amazing.
Charlie McCarthy was
They say Theodore Mack.
okay, and Frank Marshall made all the knuckleheads and Jerry's, right? Yeah.
So that's his wife.
A bunch of
Has a
puppet
son.
talk. It's amazing.
This stuff used to be where this used to be.
Wow.
And look what we have here.
Oh, look what we have here.
Oh, howdy, that's the real howdy doody. Fuck.
It's real howdy doody right there. That's well, I don't know how many people are going to come into my shop. I'll give you $20 for it.
Wow.
I had a field.
Are you still shooting?
That's the old Otto.
Yeah.
I mean, George.
That would be the creepiest fucking room to ever be in.
Bob Miller and Reggie. You know these are figures that are because of all these.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually touching it. There's not behind glass. It's nice.
Figures.
Wow.
Oh, that's creepy.
That's a creepy dummy head he's taking out and showing Otto.
Start hitting the levers.
It's got Pete Rose haircut.
Yeah. Well, it's for a certain demo.
Dumbo.
What year was this?
Don't know.
I think this was like within the last year, or maybe a year ago.
Wow.
He told me when.
Otto's wearing a suit. He looks good.
Oh, no. I never found a character for him.
His nose working.
Wow.
Was that Otto's old puppet? No.
20 years.
No, I think this ends with him seeing his own puppet.
Wow.
It's a.
Oh, look at the
that's
from Solid Gold.
Yep.
Madam.
Madam.
Bizarre.
How many times was that nose in that guy's asshole? Wailing flowers.
Chop. Wow.
See?
Lamb chop. Jesus.
It's got lamb chop.
Face this way for a second.
Got any lamb chops back there? Describe it.
Dunham, right?
Yeah.
Dunham came here and he got the whole tour. He reacted to one thing only.
Right.
Can you tell me what it was? I'm telling you, honest to God.
No.
He's reacted to this, our grand finale.
Who? Jeff Dunham, he said?
Oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
George.
Oh, cool. I got some really good headshots, so thank you, David.
Oh, wow.
For including me. He looks good.
He looks good.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, you working?
Yeah. So you've been working? Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. Thank you. What an honor.
Wow.
The amazing thing is that, like,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Homer, you were in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here. Yeah.
But I like these hands because I was able to grip a steering wheel. They had a little give to them. So when we did driving scenes, like in Telekrappies, he was able to hold the steering wheel without breaking or anything. Oh man, he's taking good care of him. All right, you're safe here. Oh man,
He really does likes his George.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Homer framed them.
Yeah.
He made a display.
Stand next to him.
Yeah.
Get him in the
You
light.
and George.
Very nice.
Get a little closer.
Sweaty.
Dopey Otto almost leans on something. Oh, I wish he was here so I could scream at him for that.
I'm thrilled. Thank you.
Break some priceless items.
Yeah, by leaning on it.
Dave Copperfield rules.
Yeah, Copperfield took good care of him, man.
Yeah.
He loved Otto.
Look at that little place there for George.
Incredible, right? Hi, George. Yeah.
Hi, George.
That was the Theater of Magic. That was right below the Astor Hotel.
Oh, there's pictures of him when he was young, yeah.
45th and Broadway.
Yeah.
That was 46th and Broadway. Nice street.
Wow. So
that's cool, man. I never saw that.
Jimmy tweeted. I tweeted. I think it'll be on our our station, our show Twitter account.
Damn.
Wow. Bob Levy's online. Bobby.
So cool how he was like so nice about George being there and like, you're safe here.
You're safe here.
I know.
what a nice guy.
It kind of got to me.
Little dummy.
Wow.
Just little dummy.
Bob.
Hey, man, it's just so weird, like, because we basically, like, all of us grew up together. I mean, how many people really know and still stay together after, like, 25 years?
Right.
That's the weird thing that, with all of us.
People
and I have a funny story about Otto. A fat girl once poured a drink on the dummy's head. And George was like, take it easy, simmer down. And then the puppet, as she was walking away, goes, yeah, take it easy, you filthy fucking animal. And she came fucking at him again. And it was just like, he did not give a fuck. That's what was the greatest thing about him. And he would ask for Coke, and they go, no, nobody's got Coke? And he goes, I guess I'll just follow Levy around and wait for the rocks to fall out of his nose.
So did he?
Yes, he did. But it was like a family. We were, you know what I mean? It was like it's 25 years, man, that we all were just good friends. And it's just a sad thing, man. And it's unbelievable. And he was worried about it. Remember the puppet at the end, guys, when the face was falling off and he had to glue it together?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, and he'd be like, I hope the face doesn't fall off during the show. Jim, you got to do Otto's laugh one more time, because that's all I was thinking about when he would say something, and he'd go,
oh, that doesn't...
It's really good. Jesus.
He had that great, he had that great fat girl joke he said about, you ever see a fat girl with blonde hair? What a waste. He's like, that's like putting whipped cream on dog shit. One of the funniest jokes ever.
Yeah, I forgot about that. God damn. I wrote some Otto lines that I liked yesterday. I just wrote them down. I'm like, fuck, I forgot that one.
That's a good
It's like putting whipped cream on dog shit. God, what an awful image.
I know.
He definitely was a charmer.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Good one, guys.
Thank you. All
right.
We only have a few minutes left. We're going early today because we're going to play Otto's last appearance on our show.
Yeah, I got to catch a flight to Buffalo. They're getting snow, and I got to get there before.
Are they really getting snow?
Yeah, they're getting like 2 to 4 inches today.
Why don't they stop?
They already canceled a bunch of flights, so I got to get the.
Wow.
It's going down to the 30s.
What?
Buffalo sucks.
Tonight.
Buffalo.
Later. It's so infuriating. It gets nice for like the day.
It's going to 30s
2
where?
days tonight.
Here?
38.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah, cold again.
I put all my jackets in the thing.
See?
The thing.
In the jacket thing.
In the jacket thing. The go box.
You got a house now. You don't have to fucking put your shit away. Like, if you have a small apartment, you got to, like, load everything from one season into a box, shove it in somewhere, and then bring out everything else. You can just put it in the garage. Why don't you put it in the garage?
It is in the garage.
Put it in the basement.
Nice boxes in the garage.
I don't have a basement.
Put it in the attic.
I don't got one of those.
Did you move in the
I got high ceilings.
Oh, you got them vaulted ceilings.
I got vaulted ceilings.
That is pretty good.
I got a mid-century contemporary ranch.
I do like a high ceiling.
You might have to build a loft. For some of your winter stuff.
No lofts.
You know, in the garage, they sell some. They install some really nice like shelving things that you pull up on a pulley and they go against the ceiling and against the walls.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Real space savers.
I don't get that.
Space savers.
I think I'm gonna have to buy another garage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Home Depot and have somebody build me a garage.
We got a timing issue. We got to get out.
Oh shit.
We really do.
Shit.
Florentine's going to be at Helium Comedy Club tonight in Buffalo.
No, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you make the flight. You'll be all right.
I'll get up.
You'll drive if you have to, I'm sure. But tomorrow night, Helium in Buffalo. I hear that's a good club. It's a newer club.
Great club.
Newer club, but I hear they're doing well.
Unbelievable club.
Good. And then you're going to be in Pittsburgh over the weekend. Right?
Yeah, Latitude 40 this Friday and Saturday in Pittsburgh.
Thanks for coming in, Jim. And of course, I love your podcast. Absolutely. Riotcast.com for Bobby's podcast and Florentine's podcast. And Bobby's going to be at the Wilbur Theater in Boston.
Friday night, one show.
Friday night. Wow. Cool.
I'll be at Caroline's the 24th through 27th.
Next weekend.
A week from this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. Next weekend.
We are getting there.
Can I do a guest spot?
Oh.
So if you want to come and see me the 24th through 27th, yes. If you want to come and do the Wednesday show, please.
I'll come down. I'd love to come down.
Yeah,
I haven't
come
done
down
a show
Wednesday.
in a long.
Come
I hate
Wednesday.
that we're all headliners. We don't do shows together anymore.
I'll do that. That'd be
How
awesome.
fun was the roast the other night?
Oh,
It was
we had
great.
a blast.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a Wednesday show, by the way.
I know.
By the way, I'm meeting Barry to talk about my healthcare thing now. So this should be good for tomorrow.
Have fun.
Obama.
I love him.
He's my man.
All right, stay tuned. We got Otto's last appearance on the Opie and Anthony show, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Opie and Anthony will be right back on Sirius XM. Feel free to rub one out.